Hello there and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a show that brings you weekly developments in Nigeria's energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo. Tonight, NNPC Limited and Nigerian military rally key players in the oil sector on how to achieve Nigeria's production target of 2.5 million barrels per day. And NNPC Limited, in partnership with First Exploration and Petroleum Development Company, achieved a historic 96% reduction in routine gas flaring. Details of these and other stories in a moment. Please join us again. Welcome again to the program. And our security agencies and oil industry operators are intensifying efforts to achieve Nigeria's production target of 2.5 million barrels of crude oil per day. That's according to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, after a high-level meeting in Port Harcourt with commanders of the Joint Task Force, NNPC Limited, international and local oil operators, and other key stakeholders in the sector.
The meeting followed a similar engagement 6 months ago, during which General Musa issued a 3-month ultimatum to curb oil theft in the Niger Delta and increase production to 2.2 million barrels per day. However, output has remained at 1.8 million barrels per day, prompting fresh discussions. Speaking after the meeting, the CDS said key resolutions were made to enhance ongoing efforts to tackle oil theft and improve production levels.
When I gave the 3 months ultimatum, we had hit almost 1.7 then. Now we have been going, as it is, because of the nature of the environment, it fluctuates. On 1.8 comes down to 1.7. But we want to assure Nigerians that we are targeting 2.5 to ensure, and we know we can do that, But again, we can't do it alone. We need Nigerians to cooperate, especially the communities around those areas. They must understand that vandalizing pipelines and all in whatever form is not the best, and it will not do us any well. So we must all put hands together to ensure that we succeed.
NNPC's representative at the meeting, the Executive Vice President, Gas, Power and New Energy, Mr. Lekan Ogunleye, noted that a secure operational environment is essential, not only for safeguarding workers and facilities, but also for maintaining the country's energy supply and supporting economic growth.
NNPC, under the leadership of Malam Mele Kolo Kyari, will not rest. We will do everything possible, working with our professional government security agencies and all security actors to make sure that finally this time we deliver on Mr. President's directive that our oil and gas assets must translate into better living conditions for the people of Nigeria. And so in this meeting, we've agreed on action lists, specific, time-bound, and we will follow through.
Other industry stakeholders and representatives of the Office of the National Security Advisor expressed optimism, stating that the strategies outlined at the meeting could help Nigeria achieve the 2.5 million barrels per day target.
We sincerely want to thank the Chief of Defense Staff for his leadership role. We've seen a lot of improvement when it comes to the improvement of the oil and oil production in Nigeria. We are happy that the new directive have been given and the new timeline, and also we are looking at 2.5 million barrels, as the CDS has just said. So I want to assure Nigerians that we'll do everything possible to ensure that we'll meet up that target.
Stakeholders believe that continued collaboration between security forces and oil operators is essential to protecting energy infrastructure and increasing output.
While to ramp up oil production in Nigeria, NNPC Limited and its partners continue to intensify its war against crude theft and infrastructure vandalism. Here's an update.
The war on crude oil theft rages on, and the industry-wide security collaborations to safeguard hydrocarbon infrastructure continues to yield remarkable results. Between the 1st and 7th of February 2025, a total of 113 incidents were recorded across the Niger Delta region, thanks to the coordinated effort of NNPC Limited's Command and Control Center, NNPC Exploration and Production Limited, Maton Engineering Nigeria Limited, Shell Petroleum Development Company Limited, Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Owando PLC, and government security agencies. In Delta State, security operatives uncovered an illegal connection to a wellhead at Obodo Omadino. Similarly, other illegal connections were detected and dismantled at Clock Creek in Bayelsa State and at Ipu South and Obuzo in Abia State. Meanwhile, several illegal refineries were destroyed during operations in Bayelsa, Rivers, and Delta states. Notable locations include Ogboingbiri, West Boma, Etiama, Biseni, Abua Odua, Emuganto, Okaki, Honsha, Oyigbo, and Obodo Omadino. These facilities, which contribute significantly to environmental degradation and economic sabotage, have been rendered inoperative. Security operatives also uncovered hidden storage sites used for illicit activities at Obuku, Bile, Buguma Southeast, Asa, Ebocha, and Alakiri in Rivers State, as well as at Obodo Omadino and Ole Iri in Delta State, and Yanagua in Bayelsa State, were all shut down. The menace of oil spill caused by sabotage remains a major concern. Massive oil spills resulting from vandalized pipelines were recorded at Konsho and Apoy in Bayelsa State and Omoku Town 5 in Rivers State. Vandalism continues to affect crude oil infrastructure this week. Notable cases include the vandalized wellheads at Ebocha and Ile in Rivers State. Immediate repairs were carried out. On the waterways, wooden fiber boats carrying stolen crude oil were intercepted at Okobo, Ile, and Tombo 4 in Rivers State, as well as at Clock Creek in Bayelsa State. These boats, often used to transport stolen crude oil, have been confiscated to curb further illicit activities. The incident spanned across various corridors: 53 in the Central Corridor, 39 in the Eastern Corridor, 6 in the Western Corridor, and 15 in Deep Blue Water. A total of 30 suspects were arrested during the week and have been handed over to government security agencies for further investigation. For NNPC Limited, the resolve remains unshaken. The fight to safeguard the nation's hydrocarbon infrastructures will continue until the menace is eradicated for good.
In a significant move to combat climate change, NNPC Limited and First Exploration Petroleum Development Company Limited joint venture has successfully achieved 96% reduction in routine flaring of associated gas from the Anyala OML-83 and Madu OML-85 fields. This achievement highlights Nigeria's dedication to fulfilling its commitments under the Paris Agreement, which includes reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 20% unconditionally and 47% conditionally.
This success was made possible through a strategic implementation of an associated gas reinjection strategy, whereby the gas is reinjected and stored underground, significantly mitigating its environmental impact. This milestone not only demonstrates the commitment of NNPC Limited and First E&P to adhere to national environmental standards, but also aligns with global best practices. Reacting to the development, the Group CEO of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, stated that the achievement exemplifies the company's dedication to optimizing resource management while prioritizing sustainability. On his part, The MD/CEO of First E&P, Ademola Adeyemi Barrow, reiterated his company's unwavering commitment to both environmental sustainability and responsible energy production. As part of their ongoing commitment to sustainable practices, NNPC Limited and First E&P are focused on commercializing the stored gas and tapping into stranded gas resources in the Niger Delta. This commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainable energy solutions paves the way for a greener future for all. The initiative not only lessens the company's carbon footprint, but also creates a sustainable energy future that benefits Nigeria and its communities.
You're watching Energy and You. Let's head for a quick break. There'll be plenty more when we return. Please stay.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value, and improving lives, NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy need as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders.
Energy for today, energy for tomorrow, energy for tomorrow. Come on, let's go.
You're still watching Energy and You. Now, Nigeria is breaking new grounds in the energy sector with a partnership between NNPC Limited and BOA Group to boost domestic gas utilization. Both companies have signed a shareholders agreement for the development of a 45 million standard cubic feet mini LNG plant in Ajaokuta. The project is expected to enhance industrial energy efficiency and drive economic growth.
The shareholders agreement marks a crucial step towards developing a 45 million standard cubic feet mini LNG plant, which will provide cleaner energy solutions for industries and businesses.
And we are delighted to have the formal execution of the BUA NGML shareholders agreement today in our office. So, Kabir, thank you so much. I thank your team, very dogged people. I thank my team especially. Most of what we are talking about was just purely commercials, nothing personal, and I'm happy we've been able to overcome them. So you're welcome to NGML.
Representing BOA Group at the event was the Group Executive Director, Kabiru Rabiu, who spoke extensively on the significance of the partnership.
It's by far the largest, and we're very happy to partner with you on that. We believe it's in alignment, with Mr. President's agenda and the push, for gas transformation in the country. And what makes this even more interesting is that BOA Sokoto Cement is going to offtake majority of what is going to come out of this project. We are operating about 100 megawatts of electricity now. And beyond that, it will go a long way empowering a lot of industrial activities, especially in the northwestern part of Nigeria. So we're happy, and MD, I believe with your collaboration and support, we'll be able to get sufficient gas supply to feed as a feedstock for this project, because that's one of the reasons why this partnership is important.
With Nigeria's increasing demand for cleaner energy, this initiative is expected to drive industrial growth, support the gas to power initiative, and strengthen the country's energy infrastructure. As NGML and BOA Group move forward with this strategic collaboration, stakeholders are optimistic about its potential impact on Nigeria's industrial landscape.
As the world marks the International Data Privacy Awareness Day, NNPC Limited says it is committed to implementing robust data protection policies, practices, and safeguarding personal and organizational data. The company demonstrates this commitment by providing staff with valuable insights into the principles of data privacy, the importance of compliance with local and international data protection regulations, and strategies to mitigate data breaches.
Every year, organizations and individuals around the globe observe International Data Privacy Awareness Day to promote understanding and appreciation of data privacy rights. The day serves as a crucial reminder of the importance of protecting personal information, respecting individuals' privacy rights, and cultivating a culture of data protection. NNPC Limited joined the global community to mark this significant occasion, emphasizing their commitment to enhancing awareness and understanding of data privacy issues. The Corporate Strategy and Sustainability Division of NNPC Limited organized a knowledge-sharing session and conducted workshops led by data protection experts in commemoration of the event. The head of Sustainability Department, Mr. Chinedu Igwe, shared insights and experiences related to data privacy and the importance of data protection.
So here in CSS, data is very critical to us in delivering the role of the commercial stewardness for NNPC, whereby we manage the risk for NNPC and create value. Data becomes that sore point for us, where in collecting the data, we need to be very mindful of that. So, and that is why the CSS has a unit called the Enterprise Data Office. So that Enterprise Data Office is responsible for, managing data. So the office of the CSSO, which I am standing and representing the CSSO today, and I think that's why you asked that question. So the office of the CSSO has given the departments strong support in developing its framework on data privacy. And so today, when we talk about data privacy in the company, there is a framework for it. And that's a great thanks to the CSSO and her leadership in making sure that there's a data framework available, because it's critical to us how we build stakeholder trust for the data which we have collected over a period of time.
Some members of staff spoke on the significance of data protection and key data privacy concepts.
Data privacy seeks to ensure that data is properly processed, ensure that it's well stored, and ensure that the transmission of data is protected and well handled. This is to ensure that privacy of individual is maintained, and to ensure that we can trust, that relationship between the person that is just giving us data to handle and we as NNPC Limited. It is very important for us. First was the law, and we have to ensure, as part of our corporate responsibility, ensure that we apply and comply with every law of the country, and even international law, which data privacy actually is one of international law.
We have successfully, achieved alignment with the NDPA 2023, and to be very candid to you, we were able to secure a license for 2023. That's compliance license, and being one of the first corporate entities in Nigeria, to have the compliance certificates.
The theme of this year focused on empowering individuals through data privacy education, which underscores the necessity of educating employees and the general public about their rights concerning personal data and the best practices for protecting that data in an increasingly digital world. As NNPC Limited commemorates International Data Privacy Awareness Day, the company acknowledges the critical role that data protection plays in maintaining trust and integrity.
The National Energy Company has said there was no explosion at the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company. This clarification comes amid reports suggesting otherwise. NNPC Limited said the reports are false.
Operations at the Warri Refinery Area 1 were intentionally curtailed on January 25 to carry out necessary intervention works on select equipment, including field instruments that were impacting sustainable and steady operations. The company said these intervention works are essential to ensure the production of on-specification finished and intermediate products, particularly automotive gas oil and kerosene. NNPC Limited assures Nigerians that the routine maintenance is progressing as planned and Area 1 will be back in operations within the next few days. It maintains that despite ongoing interventions, AGO loading has been sustained at an average of 8 trucks per day, with a sufficient supply available to sustain ongoing truck loadout operations. NNPC Limited reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring uninterrupted product supply and appreciates the patience and cooperation of all stakeholders as it completes these essential maintenance activities.
As we wrap up the show tonight, here's a summary of some trending international energy news for the week. Oil prices ticked higher on Monday, even as investors weighed US President Donald Trump's latest tariff threat, this time on all steel and aluminium imports, which could dampen global economic growth and energy demand. Brent crude futures climbed 54 cents to $75.20 a barrel. The market posted its third consecutive weekly decline last week on concerns about a global trade war. Shares in oil major BP rose by 7% to their highest since August in early trade on Monday, after reports that activist investor Elliott Management had built up a stake in the company. As of February 10, the shares were up 7.3% to 464.75 pence, on track for their biggest daily gain since February 2023. Last year, BP's shares fell by almost 16% compared with other majors, Shell, which fell nearly 4%, and ExxonMobil, which rose 8%. The Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania completed a switch from Russia's electricity grid to the EU's system on Sunday, severing Soviet-era ties amid heightened insecurity after the suspected sabotage of several subsea cables and pipelines. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen hailed the move, years in the planning, as marking a new era of freedom for the region. In a speech at a ceremony in Vilnius alongside the leaders of the three countries and the Polish president. GAIL India Limited will seek to buy a new stake in a U.S. liquefied natural gas plant or secure long-term U.S. LNG supply after the Trump administration lifted a ban on export permits for new projects. Washington's decision to lift the ban will improve LNG supply and will revive plans to either buy a stake or buy U.S. LNG under long-term deals. Before we go, please remember it is dangerous to scoop fuel from falling tankers. Report such cases to the appropriate authorities for prompt response. And that's the show tonight. Thanks as always for joining us. If you missed any part of the show or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles to get updates of all the activities of NNPC Limited. I'm Elgusa Egumbo. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.